What is your American dream?
Being able for this country to be fully inclusive of everyone, of all races, gender, identity, and colors. I think that would be, what I would like to see, 50 years from now, when it's time for me to go. I would like for that American dream of mine to be, for this country to be fully inclusive of everyone.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. Welcome, everybody! Guess what, Yo-Yo?
What?
For the first time in a very long time, we're on time.
Woo! We like that.
I like that. Welcome,
Yes.
everybody. It is, for those watching live, it's 6:15. Not bad start time
not
today.
bad.
Not
Not
a bad, not pretty good, as they say, right?
Yeah. It feels good.
Pretty good. It feels good.
It does.
To start close to time.
Close to time.
And how are you?
I was like, wait, who?
You, them, out
You.
there.
How are you guys doing
How
today?
are you all out there?
I see a lot of camels in the comments.
If I was going to ask how you are, I usually ask how you are.
Yes.
And I turn to you.
Yes.
But I want to know how they are.
Our co-hosts.
How are all of you? Yo-Yo's like, who are you talking to?
Right.
There is
Like-
nobody here.
It's like, how are you?
Yo-Yo, out past this camera, there's lots of people.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say hello to them. How's
Yes,
that?
let's do
All right.
that. Let's
I
do that.
guarantee you there's lots of people past that camera.
Oh, yes.
All right. Poppy Samuel, squad up. Mel Cabello, squad up. Jessica Leamy. Was it Tammy Ives?
I think so. Ives.
Tammy
Yeah.
Ives. And Car Brown, squad up. Robert Jackson, how are you, Lisa? Bling Rose. Carol Anderson, the Tiger, saying squad up. Brad, team. And lots of camels is right, Yo-Yo.
Yeah. A lot of
People,
camels.
there are some squaddies excited for
Yeah.
Hump Day today.
Yeah.
Who else we got here? It is Mel Caballero. Caballero.
Yeah, that's.
I pronounced it wrong. My apologies, Mel. And Stargirl Mika, squad up. How are you? Yeah, a lot of people coming in late, not realizing how
Right.
we're really starting on time. Joe RG, squad up. How are you? Shaney, Boss Lady Shan, greatest show with a heart.
Ooh.
Pre-comment of the day,
We
right
like
there.
that. We like
A
that.
pre-comment of the day. Carol Anderson, the Tiger, saying it's 6:20.
It was, but we started the countdown.
That's where I saw 6:15.
Yes.
Okay, yes, we started the countdown at 6:15. I know I looked at the clock and saw 6:15, and I turned to Yo-Yo and I said,
Listen,
wow, we're starting on time
They
today.
will get you together. I saw that, but I wasn't going to call you out.
Oh,
but they going to get us together.
Yeah, well, you know what? On Bradshaw Live time at 6:15.
Yeah.
we don't follow the right time
Yeah.
here. Who else we got here? Princess Reshma, miss ya. I don't know if she misses us or misses somebody in the comments. Let's take it as she misses us.
I would like to take it as that.
I'll take that. We miss you too. And who else we got here? Burrell Aries. She just setting up. I assume she means squad up.
Mm-hmm.
She says set up.
I'm interested in seeing who you have for the #1 person on YouTube.
Let's see.
Because Pap Samuel saying I'm #1 on both Westman and Pap
Is Westman Poppy Samuel?
Yes.
Congratulations,
Wow.
Poppy! Poppy gets a Bradshaw Live
Wow.
mug. Congratulations, second person of the week.
Congratulations.
And by the way, we're giving out the mugs as long as supplies last, and
Yeah.
you can win more than one.
Yeah,
As
so
if
better-
there's no limit on the number of mugs. You can win
Nice.
Poppy, Samuel, Westman. We know same person.
Yeah, because that's what they say. I'm #1 on both Westman
That's
and
right.
Poppy
Okay,
Samuel.
reach out to Jilly, and we'll get you your mug. Congratulations.
Make sure you take a picture with the mug too.
Yes.
We'd love to see it. You know.
So we have a new rule here at Bradshaw Live.
That's actually fun.
Right? If you are the first comment in both Facebook and YouTube,
Yeah.
free mug.
Yeah.
Right?
That's pretty fun.
And you can put whatever you want in the mug.
Yes.
Okay? I mean, the choice is yours.
Yes, yes.
It's a coffee mug, but we've used it for coffee, we've used it for tea, we've used it for water, we've used it for vodka, we've used it for tequila.
Yes.
We've used it for everything. Trust
Especially
me.
mine's at home, because I got a couple of these at home.
Did you?
Like,
You swiped a few.
Yes. I have a couple. I have like 2. But definitely don't only have water and coffee in it.
Yeah. So we've used it for everything, and I have to tell you something. It's really great for everything, right?
It is.
And Stargirl Mika.
Yes.
Happy birthday to Grandma.
Grandma's. That's her grandma.
That's right.
That's her grandma, because I saw her picture. She had her little heels on. I saw your grandma.
Grandma, 79 years young. Wow.
Absolutely.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yo-Yo's going to give Grandma a happy birthday song. Quickly.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Grandma. Happy birthday to you.
That was fabulous. Thank you.
Thank you.
I can't sing, or I would have done it.
I can't either.
You did a better job than me. Happy birthday, Grandma. And let's say hello to Squad. Squad up to Earth, Angel Pert, Shan Smith. Shan may almost won a mug.
Almost.
But
Almost.
no. Yeah, because she was close to the top 2.
Yeah.
Top Cat, Squad up. How are you? Bia Deed. Hi, Brad. Is it possible to do an adjustment of status from a B2 with an approved I-140? The answer is yes, as long as the priority date is current, and as long as you have not overstayed your B2 by more than 180 days. So the answer is yes there. Tiffany St. Clair. How long after biometrics do I get a work permit? It should be 90 days. These days we don't know for sure. Everybody's all over the board, but it should be 90 days. Vapa Penny. After my I-130 is approved, can I use it to get my state ID? Depends what state you're in, but generally no, an I-130 does not entitle you to any legal status. Lori B, Squad up. Rosha Bagley saying hello. Cynthia Wallace, she is good, thank you. How is Brad and Yo-Yo? I think we're doing good.
I'm feeling great.
Feeling great. And Cynthia Wallace, also congratulations, I guess, on Grandma's birthday.
Yes.
All right, Yo-Yo, take it away.
Absolutely. All right, Squad, you already know what time it is. I need everybody to start throwing in their questions right now, because during social media check-in, I'm going to be looking through all of the questions and comments and putting all your questions in so Brad can answer them. So the earlier, the better. And also, please start sharing on every social media platform. Also, send it in as a text message. Just send it to everybody. Let's do a blast, all right? It's super easy to share, because we're about to start schmoozing with Brad. And he's going to be talking headlines, including a recently published comprehensive analysis of India's migrant diaspora, which it turns out is the largest in the world. Yeah. And
I didn't know that.
I didn't either. But that's pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. And of course, like we saw in the comments, all the camels, today is Wednesday, meaning it is Hump Day. We're going to be talking some Hump Day spicy stories to celebrate getting to the middle of the week, like a CVS worker's recent TikTok message to customers about, I've always thought about this too, nude pictures.
I never thought about this until I heard that we were going to be talking about it.
I've thought about this.
I was going to be like, oh my gosh.
Because I was like, you can't, because you print it from your phone. You can print anything.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. And of course, after our Schmooze and Hump Day news, we will be getting into our meat and potatoes. That's when you get to call me, ask your immigration and legal questions. The telephone number to call right now to get on our show, speak to me live. 1-800-529-5465. There's Dwayne The Rock Johnson with my head running across the screen. Of course, internationally, it's +1 212-227-8933. And later in the show, we're going to hear the final part of my discussion with Marianna Treviño-Wright, the executive director of the National Butterfly Center, located in the lower Rio Grande Valley, and what the center's next steps are after it announced in February it was shutting down indefinitely due to safety concerns after becoming a target of conspiracy theories by the far right-wing political groups.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird and And it's a weird story, and
Right.
also an upsetting story
Very.
as well.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to schmooze?
Let's schmooze.
Let's do it. All right, 1 second here. I did that myself. All right, here we go. By the way, Jonathan, I was going to ask you if you knew what the world's largest migration diaspora is, but
In India.
India, 17.9 million Indians who were born in India are living in other countries.
Wow.
17.9 million Indians. It's the largest diaspora of immigrants from around the world. That's according to Ruchi Singh of the Migration Policy Institute. He wrote that Indian immigration can be traced back to the colonial era. In 1883, there was an abolition of slavery in most parts of the British Empire, and it transformed the colonial system, replacing slavery with indentured servitude. In the more recent times, many have moved abroad for employment purposes. India is a significant source for low and semi-skilled workers, as well as professionals in healthcare, science, technology, engineering, and math, the STEM fields. It is the world's second most populous country with 1.4 billion residents, and India sends back Indian immigrants from around the world, send back to India an estimated $87 billion a year.
Wow.
And India has the highest number of immigrants with a post-secondary degree in areas such as doctors, engineers, financial professionals, with nearly 3.1 million residing in the 38 countries. And India is now the top origin for immigrants in the United States, with new arrivals from India and China outpacing those from Mexico since 2013. And I will say and people from India know this. It's not a surprise because they have a per capita limit on the number of green cards that can be given to anyone from any particular country. And India, especially for employment-based cases, has waiting lists for skilled and professional workers that some say are close to 100 years old.
Oh, wow.
100 years long.
Wow.
So one of the things that people want as far as immigration reform is to get rid of the per capita limits, because it ends up being unfair to people who are Indian citizens, because their waiting lists are extremely long and much longer than people from other countries.
You know, if you were to ask me to guess, I may have gotten it right. Because now that I think about it, like if the largest migrant, just because like you always see so many British Indians, you see a lot of Indians in the Caribbean, you know, they have like certain terms to call like certain Indians in the Caribbean.
Those are West Indians who immigrated perhaps generations before.
Right, but they're from India.
They're from India originally.
Right.
I think we're talking about people who were born in India.
That migrant. So it's not talking about from the past.
Not from the past, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, by the way, do you know what country has the highest number of foreign-born residents in the entire world? By far. Foreign-born residents. Somebody who was born in another country, who now lives in a different country. What country would you think would have the most foreign-born immigrants of any country in the world?
England. England or United States?
United States, man.
Okay, United
What do you
States.
think we do here?
Yes. So
what do you think we do here? United States by far with 50 million.
Sheesh.
50 million foreign-born residents, 50.6 million. The second closest country is Germany.
Okay.
With 15.8 million,
Wow.
which is quite ironic for Germany because less than 100 years ago, Adolf Hitler tried to kill every person who wasn't white-skinned, blonde, blue eyes, and a Christian.
I guess that's payback.
Right. I mean, so that's quite ironic, right? Saudi Arabia, number 3, 13.5 million. I guess they need a lot of workers to run all of their oil facilities and their entire economy. followed off by Russia, which is very surprising, 11.6 million
That's also
people.
surprising.
Yeah.
I would think the United Kingdom would have.
The United Kingdom is 5th with 9.4
Yeah.
million people. Now, besides India, by the way, if you asked me what was the highest country of immigrants around the world, I would have guessed the Philippines.
Really?
Yeah. Now, actually, the Philippines is actually 9th.
9th?
Yeah, you see, to me, the Philippines, wherever you go, there's Filipinos. And as a joke, I would have also said Jamaica, although I know it's not true, because wherever I go, I always see a Jamaican.
Yes.
Doesn't matter where I go, but I
Right.
think maybe because I'm known.
I would have picked Mexico.
I think because I'm known to Jamaicans, so wherever I go, I always end up people like,
Right.
hey, Brett, Jamaica, right? But
I would have picked Mexico.
I know
for
it wasn't
number one.
Jamaica, but Mexico's number 2, by the way. Yeah, it's 11.1 million
So yeah,
people.
that's what I would have picked.
Russia's number 3. I get that. There's a lot of.
So India is 1.
Yeah, Russia's number 3 with 10.8 million people who were born in Russia and now live in another country.
Okay.
And I would have even guessed China as number 1. To be honest with you, if you told me Philippines wasn't number 1,
China.
I would have said China, and then I would have said India.
That makes sense.
But China is number 4 with 10.5 million, because wherever you go, you always see Chinese people wherever you go, right?
There's always like
yeah.
Chinatown.
China,
and
yeah,
They have a really good, a big presence everywhere I usually go as well. So that makes
Syria's
sense.
8.5 million, probably because of the civil war going on in Syria right now. Bangladesh 7.4 million. Pakistan 6.3 million. Now these are statistics from 2020.
I'm sure Ukraine
is at 6.1 million, but now I just read a statistic today that there's 3.5 million Ukrainians have left, or maybe more have left. Maybe there's even more now. So probably Ukraine may be 1 or 2 or 3 right now in the world because of what's going on.
Yep.
Yeah. And, talking about Ukraine, a month into the war, here it is. 3.7 million Ukrainians have fled to neighboring countries. So if you add that to the 6.1 million, that's 9.7.
So they're up.
Assuming nothing else has changed, they would be number 5 now.
Number 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
And according to United Nations head of High Commission for Refugees, Filippo Grandi, estimates that 10 million Ukrainians, nearly 25% of the population, has been displaced either internally or externally by the war. Crazy.
Yeah.
The United States is taking additional actions to increase economic pressure on Russia and President Vladimir Putin, following horrific images. We talked about it yesterday. From the Ukrainian city of Bucha, announcing new sanctions today on Russian financial institutions, as well as some people, including Putin's adult daughters and the wife and daughter of his foreign minister. It's not going to really change the course of the war. The only thing that's going to change the course of the war is Putin not being in power anymore.
Right.
As long as Putin is president, he will live a good life in Russia. He will be able to suck all the money out from the Russian people. He'll live a good life. His people around him will live a good life. He'll be protected by Russia, the institutions of Russia, so he won't be brought to any. They can bring all the charges of war crimes against him, what they want, but until he's ousted as president, and he's been president for life,
Right.
so ousted as dictator in essence at this point, nothing's going to happen to him. They're sanctioned. The United States has sanctioned Russia's largest financial institution, Sberbank, its largest private bank, Alpha Bank. The United States is not allowing Russia to take U.S. dollars out of U.S. banks to pay down their debt. At some point in the next few weeks, Russia's going to not be able to pay its foreign debt, its bondholders. What that means for the world economy, what that means for Russia, probably means for Russia that nobody's going to want to do business with them. Because if Russia can't pay their bills,
Right.
nobody's going to, even people who are friendly with Russia is not going to want to pay their bills.
Business.
It's not good business.
Yeah.
And Russia's going to have to pay them in rubles. And what's rubles going to be worth after they default on their debt? be worth the value of toilet paper. What's a ruble going to be worth at some point? Now, Putin is propping up the ruble, but that's at the expense of enormous interest in Russia. You can't have it all. You can't have a stable ruble, low interest, and a booming economy. So their economy is shrinking. Their interest is going up. Inflation, everything costing a fortune now, or substantially a lot more in Russia. Their ruble is staying, they're propping up the ruble at the cost of everything else because they know that at some point they're not going to be able to have dollars anymore to pay their debt, and they want the ruble to still have value to pay. But at some point, everything's going to come to roost. And we talked about this in the beginning of the invasion a few weeks ago. And I talked about it in the relationship between China and the people of China. And remember,
I was actually about to say that.
And do you remember we had that discussion? And the discussion was that there's a social contract, and we were talking about it in essence in China. And there's a social contract between the Chinese Communist government, which is basically, they're not communist anymore, it's a dictatorship, and the people of China. And their social contract is, we will pull you out of poverty, we will give you a better economic life. In return, you have given up your right to choose your leader, you've given up your right to choose freedom of religion, freedom of press, freedom of expression. That was the social contract. We'll make you rich, but you're going to give up this stuff. So as long as the Chinese are getting richer, they will accept their political system. Interesting, two things about that. I'm pretty, what is it? Not proficient, premonition.
Premonition.
Okay. After all of the sanctions that went in today, the White House announced that Russia's gross domestic product is now projected to shrink by double digits this year. I'm quoting an official from the White House. The economic shock this year alone is projected by the International Monetary Fund to wipe out the past 15 years of economic gains in Russia. Pressed about the efficacy of sanctions in ending Putin's war in Ukraine, the White House official underscored the effect they are having on life in Russia and said Putin would eventually have to reckon with his people. Exactly what I said about China 4 weeks ago. I said the White House official said, even an autocrat like Putin has a social contract with the Russian people. He took away their freedom in exchange for promising stability, and he's not given them that stability. This is very clearly becoming a failure for Putin, and at some point he will have to recognize that reality, and he will come, and the Russian people will say, you're breaking our social contract. That's when you have uprisings. And the same thing with China. I'll tell you what's happening in China. The U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, Linda Thomas Greenfield, told CNN's Kristen Amanpour today that Beijing is uncomfortable now in supporting Russia in relation to Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. They have, in the most recent votes in Russia, where they were supporting Russia in the beginning, have abstained on all their votes. They're refusing to vote. Yes or no now.
Right.
Yesterday, Ukrainian President Zelensky called for Russia to be removed as a permanent member of the United Nations Council, questioned whether the institution even had a purpose anymore if they're not going to protect peace. Addressing the council directly, we talked about this yesterday, Zelensky said it is obvious that the key institution of the world designed to combat aggression and ensure peace cannot work effectively if this all is happening around the world. Now, the United States Ambassador, Linda Thomas Greenfield, she speaks very well, by the way. Have you ever heard her speak?
No.
Yeah, she speaks. She's a well-spoken woman. Do we have a picture of her? She's a well-spoken woman.
Yes,
there she is. Yeah, she said the fact that President Zelensky was able to speak to the Security Council. I'll tell you something before I quote what she says. If you come back to me a second, Ian. I said yesterday, what's the purpose of the UN? And I said, yo, what's the purpose of the UN? And we both said, we don't know anymore.
Right.
Okay, it's all talk. But the ambassador said something today that made me say, okay.
Answered the question?
He answered my question yesterday. What is the purpose of the United Nations? So I want to read her quote.
Okay.
She said, the fact that President Zelensky was able to speak to the Security Council with Russia sitting in the room and see the horrific film that he showed shows the power of the United Nations Council, that we are able to call them out, to condemn this, to isolate them before the world so they don't use this platform as a permanent member of the Security Council to press their propaganda. There were 14 countries speaking yesterday. All 14 countries called for Russia to cease this effort against Ukraine. So while we can't stop the war, we can make it very difficult for Russia to sit comfortably in this council and promote the lies and the propaganda. So the United Nations is a bullhorn to the world. That's what she's saying. It is a loudspeaker to the world. The United Nations can't stop a war, but what the United Nations can do is countries can come together in loud unison and say, this is not right.
Got you.
So it does serve a purpose.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a good answer.
So I thought that was a good answer. Now, I don't think she was watching Bradshaw Live, or maybe she was.
Never
but
know.
I said, because we said yesterday, so what's the purpose? I said, I don't know either. But she gave a good answer. So I like her now.
Nice.
I didn't dislike her before, but now I like her more.
Even more.
And in the most obvious, in the most obvious testimony before Congress yesterday, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley, said that the world is becoming more unstable and the potential for significant international conflict is increasing, not decreasing. I don't think we needed him to come to Congress to tell us this. He said the Russian invasion of Ukraine is threatening to undermine not only European peace and stability, but global peace and stability that my parents and a generation of Americans fought so hard to defend. Thank you very much, General Obvious. We know all of this.
Yes.
What are we going to do about it? That is the question.
I don't think they even have the answer.
That is the question. And what else is happening? Coronavirus, Yo-Yo. Yesterday, U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Xavier Becerra unveiled a new push by the Biden administration to accelerate its efforts to prevent, detect, and treat long COVID. I think I have long COVID. Did I tell you?
What does that mean?
Long COVID is associated with a host of lingering symptoms from COVID-19 involving multiple body systems. So it's lingering effects from having COVID. When I had COVID, I had the double pneumonia. I was coughing up blood for 2 weeks. I had a high fever. I went to the hospital twice to beg them to admit me. They said, you and your virus, get out of here. You're fine. They were it was brutal. They were brutal to me. So I went home to suffer by myself in my bed.
Head low.
Keep my head low, take my Tylenol and Advil. And I eventually got over it.
Yeah.
But when I was done, my arms were hurting me.
Ooh.
Yeah. And ever since then, I've had tendonitis in my arms. It's been a year now.
Oh, wow.
I'm actually going to an orthopedic doctor to be like, why do I have this? And it happened right after.
Right after.
Yeah. So I'm getting treated for that. Now, I'd have no idea if that's a result of COVID or it's just a coincidence. But I don't know how else I would have got it.
Right.
So I blame COVID. I say I have lingering symptoms from COVID. It's called, what do they call it again? Long COVID.
Long COVID.
So they're giving long haul COVID. So President Biden issued a presidential memorandum directing Becerra to coordinate a new effort across the federal government to develop and issue the first ever interagency national research action plan on long COVID.
Nice.
And these moves come as a bipartisan negotiators led by Senator Mitt Romney of Utah and Senator Chuck Schumer of New York have reached a deal. We talked about this yesterday. $10 billion in aid for COVID relief packages for this year. The bill includes funding for vaccines and therapeutics, as well as testing capacity and research. But as we said yesterday, it notably does not include any funding for global COVID response, and falling short of the initial $22.5 billion requested by the administration for worldwide global response. It also does not replenish the program to test, treat, and vaccinate the uninsured. So when that program runs out of money, the uninsured will not be able to get vaccinated or tested. They'll either pay for it out of pocket or have to get insurance.
Man.
That's a damn.
That's a big damn.
That is a big damn.
Because people already didn't want to get it. So.
All right. You want to have some fun?
Let's
let the camels
humpy.
out. Where are the camels?
It's hump day.
We got some camels?
It's hump day.
It's hump day. All right. Let's see what we got here. Yo. So, this was shocking to me. I never thought about this before, but now, right, an employee of chain store CVS, that's the drugstore for those who don't know, took to the internet to ask customers using the store's photo service to stop printing their nude pictures. Stop sending us your nudes. CVS offers image printing services where people can use their cell phones to print off the photos. And according to this employee named Mariah, workers are able to see every one of your photos, including all your nude photos.
Yeah, because they have to put it in the little slit.
Yeah, your bondage photos, your naked photos.
All of it.
All of it. They see it all. So when they hand you back your photos and they're smiling at you, you have no idea what they're smiling about, right?
Right.
She goes, I don't know how many times I have to say this. Don't print your nudes at CVS. There you go. Public service announcement from Bradshaw Live. If we learned anything today, don't print your nudes at CVS. Don't do it. Mariah wrote, I see every last one of your nudes. She shares only her first name, and she said in a comment that not every method of printing at CVS allows all the workers to see the nudes, but just don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Just don't do it. She goes, I had a few people print their nudes and asked for me specifically to package them because they were more comfortable with a female employee seeing their pictures than a male. One time this dude wanted me to help him print his nudes to send to his girlfriend in prison, even though we know you can't send nude pictures of women in prison. Have you ever printed any? No. All right. No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely, positively not.
Yeah, no.
No. That's a big NL.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone in the squad's ever done that, and then they go and pick up their pictures, and the person's like, is the people like smiling at you when you pick up the pictures?
I don't know.
That's what I would think, right? Meanwhile, a woman on TikTok by the name of Jasmine Meacham, @JasmineMeacham, she revealed she thought her boyfriend was cheating on her. So she went and made a fake Instagram account. She's not the first person to do this.
Right.
But she's documented it all. She made a fake Instagram account, and the fake Instagram account was pictures of her boyfriend's ex-girlfriend.
Oh.
Yeah. So she started texting the ex-boyfriend as the ex-girlfriend. Now, this 27-year-old who describes herself as the queen of the most horrible dating experiences explained, me thinking about the time I had a gut feeling my now ex-boyfriend was still in love with his ex-girlfriend, so I made a fake Instagram with her picture as the profile picture and messaged him. And well, guess what, Yo-Yo?
So what happened? Did he...
He confessed his feelings for the ex-girlfriend and told the ex-girlfriend that he was going to break up with Jasmine Meacham.
Oh, man.
Because he never stopped loving her. Not loving Jasmine, loving the ex-girlfriend. So Jasmine said, I ended things on the first message.
Oh, gosh.
And her video has raked up more than 18,000 views. Lots of people have been commenting on this.
That is
wrong.
Yikes.
Would you ever go to that far?
No.
I mean, if you think, I would think.
If you already think
it, then you know it.
Yeah, exactly.
If you have to do that, you already know your answer.
First of all, I have no time to be making a fake page and
no time
all
for
of that. No.
You already know, but if you have to do that, you already know the answer.
Yeah, she obviously knew the answer, so but oof. Could you imagine like actually typing your significant other, and pretending to be in their ex, and like reading that message saying, yeah, I'm about to break up with them because I still love you. Oh.
I knew somebody who hired a private investigator. I had a friend hire a private investigator.
That's not too much too.
And followed the ex-husband, they're now divorced, but followed the husband around and found the husband going to the girlfriend's apartment during the day when he was supposed to be at work. I know that story. I'm sure.
I'm sure there's a lot of stories.
There's a lot of stories like that, right?
Just watch Cheaters, guys.
What's Cheaters?
What?
No, I don't know.
Whoa.
What's that?
It's a show where somebody hires this guy who's like the host of the show Cheaters, and they follow the significant other, and then they confront them with a whole camera crew with the person they're cheating on.
That's like the guy who goes around and finds the fake profiles.
Catfish?
Yeah, catfish.
Kind of, but like they actually confront the cheater with their ex, or not their ex, or whoever they're cheating with their significant other.
Got it.
Over there confronting them too. It's just a whole lot of drama, but it is fun.
Got it. And what do you think of this? A bunch of models.
Oh gosh.
And social media influencers claim they're being penalized for being too beautiful.
We hear this a lot.
I think it's BS.
Yeah.
Talia Paris, a 24-year-old Playboy model, claims Bumble removed her profile despite her protests that her photos did not break guidelines. She alleges the app removed her pictures because she's too beautiful. She said it happened 3 or 4 times to different pictures, and Bumble only allowed one of my pictures to stay up, which was really hurting my odds in the dating app world. A couple things. Was that a picture of her, Talia Paris? Okay. All right. So this is it. Okay. From a guy who's been on these. I'm sure you have been too. Okay. Number one, you don't know what they're promoting. Okay.
Right.
They could be promoting their OnlyFans page. They could be promoting, honestly, sex for pay. You don't know what they're promoting.
Right.
Okay. Number two, if they say they were kicked off because they're too beautiful and people thought that they were not real. Well, you can verify your profile, so that's BS too.
That's them crying.
Yeah, them crying. Those are their crocodile tears, right?
They're so beautiful.
Yeah, Aloha from Mold Wales said she makes more than $57,000 a year on OnlyFans, but despite her apparently crowd-pleasing look, she's regularly kicked off dating apps. She said she was first booted from Tinder in September 2020, then again in December 2021 after regaining her account, and then she was removed again. And she said, I would never post anything offensive, but it's hard to find a picture of myself wearing clothes.
Okay.
Guess what? You know how you find a picture of yourself wearing clothes? Take a selfie right now with your clothes on.
Do you go to church like that, ma'am?
Yeah. You know what? I'm not crying any crocodile tears for any of them.
No.
What about you?
No.
Not at all. And by the way, it's horoscope.
Oh.
It's horoscope time. It's the beginning of the month, yo-yo.
I followed my advice from last month.
It is horoscope time.
I followed the advice from last month.
And how'd it go?
It worked.
It worked.
It worked.
Yeah.
It was really good.
What was the advice?
It told me to, if you have a project that you have in mind, don't be afraid to lean on friends, ask for help,
and
talk to your network. And I did that, and now I have like a meeting, and I got somebody really big on my team for my script. So
wow.
And I only did it because of this. Because I usually don't like asking people.
Yeah. My horoscope was, I think, go on a date on that Saturday night and you could fall in love.
It was something like that. But it also was like self-love. You were supposed to take a bath or something.
I did take a bath. And I did go on a date that Saturday night. But it wasn't love.
It wasn't love.
It wasn't love. But I took a bath.
Okay.
Well, and here I am.
Good for us.
And here I am. So here we are. It's, by the way, for April, Venus is in Pisces, whatever that means. And so from April 5th until May 2nd, prepare for life to feel more enchanting and beautiful as Venus is in Pisces. Yeah, and it's going to enhance our relationships and creativity, allowing us to open our hearts even more deeply. So you ready for everybody's mini horoscope?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Aries, March 21st to April 19th. Prepare to feel especially sensual and sensitive. You'll be feeling the urge to recharge your batteries behind closed doors. Here's a date idea for Aries. Plan a mini staycation with your partner where you sleep in and turn off your phones. Not a bad idea for Aries. Yeah. Taurus. If you're a Taurus, see a florist. No, it doesn't say that. If you're a Taurus, you'll be more social than ever. Focus on having a blast with your besties and pals. Circulate among town. And here's a date idea for Taurus.
Okay.
Organize a group event or dinner and check out a magic show or a comedy show.
Ooh,
that's not a bad idea, too.
I like a magic show.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Gemini, those are the people with two faces, right?
Yes.
Two personalities. As Venus turns the spotlight on your career and achievements, and by the way, Gemini is May 21st to June 20th, Yo-Yo, in case you were wondering.
Yes.
As Venus turns the spotlight on your career and achievements, you'll be on everyone's VIP list. Promotions, awards, celebrity status. Gemini, having a good month this month. And here's a good date idea for Gemini, Yo-Yo. It says, if you're single and you want to find a hottie, Gemini, if committed, treat your partner like royalty. And if you're not committed, remember, you got a lot to offer.
Oh, okay.
All right. Gemini.
Nice.
I wish I was a Gemini. That sounds good.
Yeah, that does.
Some award shows. Getting hotties.
Sounds
Damn,
like
I was born in the wrong month.
Yeah, sounds like a good month for y'all.
I wait till we get to Libra. I'm scared now. All right, Cancer, June 21st to July 22nd. Venus will be energizing your life. You'll be stepping out of town to travel or plan to do so soon. And here's a good date idea for your Cancers, June 21st to July 22nd. Take your boo to an immersive experience.
Oh, that's
okay.
nice.
Leo, July 23rd to August 22nd.
Mom.
That's Mom. Okay. Is Mama Yo-Yo? She hasn't watched Hump Day Wednesdays. You ban her.
No, yeah, I ban her.
You ban her from Hump Day Wednesdays.
Absolutely.
As Venus enters into your sizzling, sexy sector of your sky, you can be feeling sensitive. AF, Leos. I don't want to say it. But you are feeling AF sexy.
Yeah. Sensitive.
Date idea for Leos. Spend a night learning Tantra with your partner. Ooh.
Oh.
I like that. Virgo, August 23rd to September 22nd. That's Papa Harvey, my dad.
Okay.
Yeah. Partnership, union, and commitments all smile upon you now, Virgo. Expect more synergy, camaraderie, and closeness. And here's a great idea for all you Virgos and for Papa Harvey. Plan a magical night out with your partner where you discuss long-term hopes and dreams you'd like to tackle side by side.
Oh.
Here's mine. Libra. My birthday, September 27th. Libra, September 23rd to October 22nd.
Uh-oh.
While you're so often in the mood for love, your planetary ruler will be in your sector of productivity, so life will be moving at a brisk pace, Libra. However, this energy should bring more harmony and affinity to your employment, as well as more of a work-life balance. Don't forget to take a bath. I didn't say that. And here's a date idea for me. A fitness class with your partner.
That's pretty...
I think that's pretty good.
I'll do that. Awesome.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
We got so many more to go.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord. I didn't realize how many signs there are.
12.
All
13.
Right.
14.
For Scorpio, October 23rd to November 21st. Love is in the air. Scorpio, single Scorpio should line up dates as this is their time of year to get out there. And by the way, Scorpio is going to have a great sex month.
Oh.
That's what it says. A date idea for Scorpio, plan a photo shoot with your partner. Even if it's intimate. Just don't develop them at CVS.
Yes, please.
Just don't go. If you're going to have an intimate photo shoot, don't develop it at CVS.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Sagittarius, November 22nd to December 21st. Prepare for more harmony and sweetness to fill your heart, hearth, and home. As Venus dances into your domestic sector, you'll have more opportunity to fix up your living space into the perfect sanctuary. Here's a good date idea for Sagittarius, November 22nd to December 21st birthdays. Head out with your bae and pick out cute new bedding and a mattress.
That's different.
That's different.
Yeah.
Mattresses are expensive, but bedding could be a cute idea to do, right?
I like that. Fixing up your living space.
Yeah, that's nice too, right? You don't want to be in some old sheets that some old other people were in.
That's
you
true.
want brand new with you and your bae.
That is true.
All right, Capricorn, December 22nd to January 19th. Your words are magic right now, Capricorn. Everything that you dream up, think, and say will have a sweet touch. And here's a date idea for Capricorn. Venture out into nature for a quick day trip with your boo.
Nice.
That's nice. Aquarius.
I like that.
I guess Ian must be a Capricorn.
Right.
Aquarius, January 20th to February 18th. Money could be raining down like showers of gold.
Whoa.
I gotta find myself an Aquarius.
That's my sister.
Yeah, she's coming into the bucks.
Okay.
She's coming into some money.
Yeah.
Gifts, checks, or even a raise is around the corner. And here's a great date idea for Aquarius. Treat yourself and your boo to a 5-star night out on the town when that money comes rolling in.
They're going to be able to afford it. So
can I call your sister up?
Right.
She's in the money.
She's in the money.
All right. And here you are, yo-yo. You're a Pisces, right?
No, I'm an Aries.
Oh, you're Aries?
Yeah.
Did we pass Aries already?
Yeah, that was the first.
Well, Aries is the... Why did I think you were Pisces? You just had your birthday,
I just had
too.
my birthday, April 2nd.
Oh, I don't know why I thought you were... Oh, yeah, that's right. Pisces. I didn't read February 19th to March 20th. I thought we were saving you for last.
Nope.
Okay. As Venus graces your zodiac sign, you're more radiant and stunning than ever, Pisces. Embrace romance, pleasure, and intimacy. And here's a date idea. This is also a good date idea. Couples massage.
I think that's good for everybody.
That's good for everybody. All right, that is our hump day for Wednesday, April 6, 2022. Camels, you can go back into
Your cage.
We'll call you back next Wednesday. And in the meantime, in this edition of TikTok Time, I answer questions about expediting I-130 for a medical condition, evacuating a loved one from Afghanistan, and what to do if you have no green card and are getting a divorce. Yes, you could always try to expedite your I-130 based on medical grounds. It's a humanitarian request for expedite. You have to submit an affidavit on what the issue is, along with supporting documentation like medical records to support your claim. It's sad what's going on in Afghanistan right now. There's not a lot of good options. The options are humanitarian parole, military parole if you know somebody in the military who wants to assist, or get to a third country and apply as a refugee. People always ask me, Brad, I just got married. The marriage already broke up. I haven't gotten my green card yet. What should I do? I've already been filed for. Well, if you've already been filed for and you haven't gotten your green card yet, you only have three options. One is end the marriage, get a divorce, figure out another way. Two is file an abuse case if in fact you're physically abused or you are the victim of extreme emotional abuse. Or three, send flowers, get back together with your spouse, figure out what your problem is, go for counseling. If you loved each other at one point, figure it out. Don't just run away and say it's over. Fight for love. Those are your three options. All right, it's a little past 7 o'clock here in New York, and that only means one thing. It's dinner time. Let's do some meat and potatoes. Let's do it. Oh. Elaine's been holding for 1 hour. Oh, no. Poor Elaine. So who's ever in the call center, please try to get Elaine back. I disconnected her by mistake. My apologies, Elaine. Let's go to Jose in San Pedro, Honduras. Jose.
Hello.
How are you?
Yes, Brian.
How are you doing?
I'm hanging in here. All right, hanging in here.
All right, what's going on?
Yes. Hey, listen, I wanted to ask you a question, right? Regarding your expertise and your knowledge as an attorney.
Yes.
Okay. What is the phrase, what is the meaning of the phrase paternity of the child established by legitimation?
What is the meaning of the phrase attorney of the child? What?
No. Paternity of the child. Because it says here, listen, it says the
paternity of the child. Say it again?
Okay. It says here, 321, okay? It says, upon the naturalization of the mother, if the child was born out of wedlock and the paternity of the child has not been established by legitimation.
So you're referencing the Immigration Nationality Act about derivative citizenship. About derivative citizenship, when a child who has a green card can automatically become a United States citizen just by operation of law. And you're referencing actually the law that was before February of 2020. So I assume, are you referencing yourself? Is the question for you?
Yes.
Okay. So at some point,
my mother became naturalized citizen before.
Okay. At some point, I'm actually in, I know this law pretty good. At some point, did you get deported? At some point, did you get deported, Jose?
Yes.
Okay. Now, were you residing in the United States with a green card before you were 18 years old?
Correct.
Okay. What age did you get your green card?
I got my green card when I was 8 years old.
8 years old. And at what
Yes.
age, you said your mother became a citizen. At what age did
when I
you
was
at what
16.
age did your mom become a citizen?
I was 16 years old.
Were you living with your mom when she became a citizen?
Yes.
How old are you? We're just getting to Jose too. Dang. All right, well, Elaine's back.
Okay, good. Let's get her.
And then get Jose back. What's going on with the lines today? Elaine, how are you?
Yeah, hi, Brad.
Good. What's going on?
good.
Sorry about that before.
Yeah. I have 2 questions for you real quick.
Yes.
How long is the embassy in Jamaica backed up? My
Over a
stepson-
year.
But now they are at 11 months. How long do you think they have to wait?
Over a year. I don't know.
Oh, God.
It's brutal.
All right. Another question I'm asking for a friend, right? She's documentary qualified over there in Jamaica, waiting for interview. But it's been so long. If she comes, if she comes across, over there in the southern border, can she still be adjust her status?
No, do not come across the southern border for 2 reasons. One, she would not be eligible to adjust her status. 2, if she's caught, she's going to get deported and never be able to come back.
Wow.
Best thing to do, she's documentarily qualified. Don't be desperate. Try to write a letter for a humanitarian expedite. That's where I would start.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll come see you. Okay, Brad.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Erica in Atlanta. Erica.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm good. Do you understand Patois? I can't speak English properly.
I understand Patois. I don't speak
Joke.
it. I don't
Anyway.
speak it, but
She said joke.
I don't speak it, but I got. You want to talk Patois to me? You can. I would get it. I never heard. I was going to say I never heard. I was about to say I never heard anyone who speaks Patois and doesn't speak English. But okay. I said maybe. I was thinking maybe you're from the country of Jamaica. That's all they speak there is Patois.
Whichever, you still go to school, so you have to learn it. Anyway, Brad, if I'm in the U.S. For 4 years, and my dad is a U.S. citizen. He petitioned for me, but what I want to know, my dad now is homeless and I can't help him. Is there any way I could apply for humanitarian? No?
No. Not from him being
No,
homeless.
nothing.
Not from him being homeless, unfortunately.
Huh?
Not from him being homeless, no.
Oh, no.
No,
That
I'm
is-
sorry about that.
So,
That would not be a reason.
This system is messed up because, look,
It
if
is.
I'm here and my dad put my petition in and I have to wait for so many years, but if I put my dad paper in, my dad would get through right away, or
That is
maybe
right.
in less than a year.
That is right. So unification one way is fast, unification the other way is slow. There's no reason for it. Correct. It is illogical.
Yeah.
It's illogical why a child sponsors a parent and it's a year, but if a parent sponsors a child, it's forever.
Yeah, it's the
Illogical.
same relationship, and I keep saying
Exactly.
this is so messed
It's
up.
illogical,
And
and you're
there's-
100% right.
Anyways, and if my dad filed for me
You
before
can't
I was
jump the
out of
waiting list,
status.
unfortunately. There's no jumping waiting lists.
Okay, Brad, have a good
sorry about that.
afternoon. Okay.
All right, let's go back to Jose's back from Honduras. Jose, you're back with us. Jose. Jose. Jose.
Yes, Brad.
Okay, so you were
Disconnect, cut off.
you were 16 years old when your
you hear me?
mother became a citizen and you were living with your mother, correct?
Breaking up.
Jose,
Yes, Brad. I can hear you now.
you hear me? Jose?
Damn.
Damn. Jose, you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Don't move. So you were 16 years old.
I'm not.
Okay. When you were 16 years old when your mother became a citizen, correct?
Correct. And she correct. And she have full custody of me.
Okay. How old are you? How old are you? Jose?
Bad.
Jose?
Yes.
Tell him to just
You keep cutting off.
just watch the.
What?
Give him.
I gotta get a little information.
Yeah, tell him to give
Jose.
Damn.
Damn. Jose. You there with me, Jose? Stay with me. Stay with me, Jose.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
How old are you?
I'm 39.
What year? So you were born, if he was 39, Yo-Yo, what year was he born?
39.
I was born in 82.
82. Okay. What year in 82?
August.
Okay. Was your mom married to your dad?
No, he wasn't. I was born out of wedlock.
Is your dad's name on the birth certificate?
Yes, it is. He recognized me. Yep.
Okay. So this is what paternity by legitimation means. Paternity by legitimation means, and it's by country, means that paternity was established between your father and you. That could be his name on your birth certificate, or maybe not. And legitimation means that you are a legitimated child. You are not a child that was born from a relationship that was not part of a marriage, being an illegitimate child. Certain countries have laws about legitimation and non-legitimation. Certain countries have laws about what it means to have paternity. So I don't know what the laws of Honduras are. But if there is a distinction in Honduras between legitimation and non-legitimation, if there is a law, and I'm sure there is, that says what does paternity mean in Honduras, those are things we have to research to determine whether or not your paternity by your father was recognized by legitimation. That's what it means. So it's country by country.
Okay.
I don't know what the law is in Honduras off the top of my head.
Okay, because I was doing my research, Brad, right?
Right.
And I came across this case. This case was cited in 2009. Okay, in this Taurus versus Holder. Okay, and then in Taurus versus Holder, it says, okay, our immediate concern is the phrase paternity of the child established by legitimation. A statute must be interpreted to give each word some meaning.
Correct.
It says here.
All right, don't read me the law. It's okay. Don't have to read me the law.
Okay.
I think you need a consultation because we got to see what the law is in Honduras. Okay?
Okay.
All right, hold on one second, all right?
Okay.
All right, I've helped plenty of people in this situation, and if you're a citizen, you're going to walk into the embassy, get a passport, and be back in weeks. So hold on.
Okay.
All right? Let's go to Aniki in Dallas. Aniki.
Yes,
How
I'm
are
here.
you?
I'm doing good.
What's going on?
Right here, Yo-Yo.
Hey.
What's up? Yo-Yo says hello.
Yes. Yes. I have a question, and possibly I'm needing a help from you guys. I had a I-130 case that was denied a while ago, and
Who sponsored you?
subsequently,
Who sponsored you?
it was my ex-wife.
Okay.
I was married to yes, so it was denied. But I've since got married to my current wife right now, and then I was reading on the decision on the previous I-130, and I don't know if you mind if I read it to you.
If it's not going to be too long, if it's only 2 or 3 sentences, I don't mind. If you're going to read me an entire decision, then that's a different situation.
Yes, it said, based on the review of the testimony, you have failed to sustain your burden of proof due to the discrepancies in the answers provided by you and your beneficiary during your interviews. The marriage in this case appears to have been entered into for the purpose of evading immigration laws.
Okay, so they're charging you with marriage fraud. saying that your first marriage was fraudulent. You can refile a new application. If you ever enter into a marriage fraud and immigration says marriage fraud, let's start with this proposition.
Yes.
You commit marriage fraud, immigration says marriage fraud, you're barred from ever getting a green card for the rest of your life. Before you freak out, let me finish. If you say that's BS, it was a real marriage, immigration's got it wrong, you can file a new application through your current spouse, but the burden is on you, not on immigration. Immigration can sit back and say, sorry, marriage fraud, you're denied. From the first marriage, we don't care how bona fide this marriage is. The burden is on you to prove to immigration that your first marriage was real. Maybe you were not Romeo and Juliet. Maybe it was not the love of your life, and maybe it was not her love of your life, or vice versa. But it was a real relationship. It was a real marriage. It was a bona fide marriage. This was not a marriage for business. That burden would be on you to prove both marriage 1 was legit and marriage 2 is bona fide. You can do that. Plenty of people have done it. It's just a high burden to overcome. And you're certainly going to need a good lawyer to do that. I don't know what the circumstances around why the immigration service believes that your first marriage was business, but that's something we should discuss if you want my help, that's something that should be discussed in a privileged conversation, and then we can take it from there. Because we have to attack that and say, no, immigration, you're wrong.
Okay. How do I go about the consultation?
Hold on. All right. Let's go to Tracy in Queens. Tracy.
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, good night. I'm fine, thank you. Thanks for answering my call.
My pleasure.
My husband deceased 3 years ago, right? He didn't get a chance to come to the United States because he died before migrating here. But he has a son, and I would like to sponsor the son.
Okay.
Can I sponsor the son and his 2 kids? Because he has 2 kids with 2 different women.
How old are the children?
They're 5 and 7.
You can sponsor as a stepmother, but you have to show that you have an independent relationship with these children.
Well, before I came to the United States, we all were living together.
Okay, so that's called an independent relationship. So the answer is yes, you can do it. You just have that extra burden of proving you and this child have a relationship. It's not like an unknown person to you.
Okay, and I can file for my stepson too.
You can file for anybody who is a child of your deceased husband, provided they were under 18 at the time of the marriage.
Oh, yes. He was 5 when we got married.
So the answer is yes.
Yes. Okay, and what form do I file?
An I-130, but you need to prove a bona fide relationship between, it's not just filling out a form, but yes, you would start with an I-130, but it's a lot more than that.
So you said I have to prove?
You have to prove you have a real relationship with these stepchildren. These are not strangers to you. And you have to prove that you were in a bona fide relationship with your spouse who passed.
Oh, yeah. I have the death certificate, the marriage certificate.
Okay. And you're gonna need a letter from the mothers allowing them to immigrate to you.
Oh, okay.
Right, you can't just go and take a 5-year-old from another country.
Okay, so I'll let my niece call the office and schedule an appointment for us to come.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Let's go to Razik in Boston. Razik.
Hello, sir.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you, sir?
Great, what's going on?
I'm sorry, I have a question. I'm a asylee. I was granted asylum 6 years ago. And a year after, I got my green card. And now I applied for citizenship. I'm a soldier now. I'm in the military. So the citizenship is in process. So can I travel to the country of which I sought asylum from, or not?
Just because you're in the military doesn't mean you're forgiven for immigration fraud. So if you go back to the country that you seek asylum from, they have the right, they meaning Customs and Border Patrol, Department of Homeland Security, has the right to question you when you return to the United States. You claimed last year or 2 years ago or 3 years ago, whenever it was, that you had a fear of returning to your country because of political or other persecution. Now, 3 years later, after you have a green card, you seem to be vacationing in your country. What's up with this? So you want to go through that. You want to go through that conversation at the airport. Potentially, that's what may happen. When you go for your citizenship, that conversation will happen between you and the immigration officer. And just because you're in the military doesn't forgive you for immigration fraud. So I would think long and hard about doing any of that.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Ola in Ontario, Canada.
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah. I came to United States 2017.
Uh-huh.
And I spent like a year and a couple of months before I left United States to Toronto, Canada, for asylum. So I actually want to seek an asylum during my stay in United States, but it was during Trump's era, and I was too scared to do that. So,
how long have you been in the U.S. now?
I stayed in the United States for a year and 3 months.
Okay, but now you're in Canada.
Now I'm in Canada since 2018.
And you filed for asylum in Canada.
Yeah, I filed for asylum here, and I got my permanent residence right here.
Okay, so what's the problem today? You want to come back to the
U.S.?
U.S.?
The problem is I've been getting some couple of jobs in the United States that they want me to come over. So I don't know, because I actually knew I overstayed in the United States.
Well, you have two issues. Okay, issue number one is everyone always thinks Canada is the 51st state. It's not. You have the same rules that apply to anybody else that comes from any other country. If you are not a U.S. citizen, you need to get a work visa to come to the United States. You can't just show up and work.
I know.
Now, Canada has the NAFTA agreement, so there's some jobs for Canadian citizens, not Canadian residents, that can come with just a job letter, but you're not a Canadian citizen yet. So you need a work visa somehow, or you need to be sponsored in a job. One second, let me finish. You also said that you stayed in the U.S. for, it sounds like 15 months. Yeah. If you were undocumented for more than 12 of those months, you have a 10-year bar. You can't come back anyway. If you were undocumented for less than a year but more than 180 days, you have a 3-year bar, and that probably sounds like it was already solved because you passed 3 years already.
So I won't be able to get a waiver if I want to come back?
Not for, I mean, you could always apply for a non-immigrant visa waiver, but I doubt they would give it to you.
And it doesn't worth giving it a try to see if...
Sure, everything's worth a try. I don't even know what work visa you qualify for. Let's start with work visa before we talk about waivers.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
All right, we're not going to solve your problem here. Godfrey in Stanton, California.
Hi, Brad. Thank you for taking my call.
Hi, how are you?
Good. My question is that I have a pending asylum, and my U.S. citizen wife.
You're breaking up now. Godfrey, you're breaking up. I heard you have asylum and a U.S. citizen wife, and that's it. You're breaking up. Hold on. Take a step to the left. We'll get you right back. Sonny in Dallas.
Hello.
Hi, Sonny.
Hi, Mr. Brown. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for the good work you do.
My pleasure.
I listened to your show yesterday, and I noticed you got a couple of questions regarding divorce decrees from Nigeria. My question is similar, but with a little bit, with a different twist.
What?
So here's my story. I got a mail from USCIS yesterday regarding my pending vow. They said my divorce papers doesn't appear to be authentic.
Right.
And they gave about 4 specific reasons why they think so. So here's what happened. This divorce papers in questions, I got it 2 years ago from my cousin. I sent money to my cousin in Nigeria. I told her to travel to the state where I got married, Lagos, and get these papers.
Right.
So it looks from what they're saying that what my cousin sent to me was probably fake.
Right.
So here's what I plan to do. I want to tell my mom to travel to Lagos and go get it myself because that's the only person I can trust right now.
Right.
So if she gets it and it turns out that the first papers was fake, would that be a problem?
Well, they're going to say, why did you submit fake documents? And you're going to tell them the same story that you just told us. Your cousin sent this to you. You thought it was real. It turns out it's not. You only trust your mother now, and she went and got the right one. Here it is. Go investigate. As long as there was a real divorce, ultimately you're fine.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Because
that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I was reading a case online where USCIS was dragging with this Nigerian guy. They said he had to know that it was fake, that it was so
How would
obvious,
you know? You're not a divorce expert, and even if they say it's a misrepresentation, you can do a waiver.
Oh, okay.
All right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
that sounds
Thank
like a
you
good
so
idea
much.
what you're going to do.
Yes, yes.
All right.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Appreciate it.
Let's go back to Godfrey in Stanton and see if he's found a better spot. Godfrey. Nope, you're still in a submarine, Godfrey. Find another spot. We'll get back to you in a second. Let's go to Venice in Hartford. Venice.
Hello.
Or Venice.
Yes, hi, Brad.
How are you?
Thanks for taking my call. I'm doing great.
What's going on?
My question is pretty straightforward, okay?
Yep.
I have...
Venice?
Yes, I have a friend, Brad, who has a complicated immigration issue.
What?
And he wants to have a consultation, but with you.
Fine.
With you personally.
Okay.
How possible is this?
It's very possible. That's what you're calling me about, to schedule a consultation with me?
Yes.
I don't have my calendar. Do you have my calendar, Yo-Yo?
Let me check. Nope.
Yo-Yo does not have my calendar either. Hold on 1 second. We'll get you off the air. All right, let's go to Hyacinth in Long Island.
Hi, Brad. How are you?
Hi, Hyacinth.
Boy, trying to get you, but so hard. I have a problem here. I don't know if you can help me. I came to America here this year. Here will be 8 years.
Right.
I don't have any status, you'd call it. I don't have any papers to work here. I just came on a visitor's visa from Jamaica. My accent, I didn't go back home. So what could I do?
You're out of status. You're asking me, how do you get a green card? I can't solve your problem on a live show in a 2-minute call. As much as I would love to, I can't.
Could I come in to see you?
Yes. Hold on 1 second.
You could help me if I come in to see you?
I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. Hold on. Okay, let's go to Chris in Houston. Chris.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What can I do to help you?
Okay, so I have a friend who was a U.S. citizen for a couple of years, and then she had got married, but her English wasn't the best at the moment. They had asked her if she had ever been detained, which she had, but she said no. So the lawyer had messed up on her papers, and the immigration had found out, and they had came back for her, and she got denaturalized. And
She
they were
got
saying,
denaturalized?
yeah, they got her.
I've rarely ever seen anyone denaturalized. What was the issue? Why she lied on the citizenship?
She didn't lie. Her English wasn't the best, so she didn't understand what it had meant to be detained. She said that she had been arrested, but she had never been detained. So the lawyer had messed that up, and immigration thought that she was lying to get her citizenship.
So she had a naturalization certificate, and then they went to federal court and had it taken away from her?
Yes, and then there was a possibility of deportation, but they didn't do that. They gave her probation, and they were saying that they said that she would automatically fall back into a green card, but she still hasn't done that yet. So what is she supposed to do?
I would need to see her records to see why they took her. That's a very she had to have committed an extraordinarily serious offense for the federal government to go after her, go into federal court, have a litigation in federal court to take away somebody's... It's what they do with Nazis.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've never... Whatever she did is not an innocent mistake. I can assure you of that. Because the U.S. government would not be making a cause celeb over somebody who made an innocent mistake. So I would need... What she does is... I would need to review her records and see exactly what the allegations are and then take it from there. So, but hold on one second, okay?
But they...
I know what they, but the reality is when you have a naturalization certificate for the government just doesn't say, I'm taking it back. They have to go into federal court. And the litigation goes on for years and years. I mean, Nazis who came here and naturalized and lied about it, and the federal government goes to take away their citizenship. It's years and years. The only time I ever hear anybody had their citizenship taken away were Nazis who killed Jews in World War II. I never heard anyone else have their citizenship taken away. And that is a situation where you go into federal court and you argue this for years and years and years. So I'm not sure what this woman did, that she didn't understand English and said she wasn't detained when she was. You know, whatever it is, it's not that innocent. Let's go to Sammy in New York. Hi, Sammy.
Hello, Brad.
How are you?
Good, thank you. I have a question for my friend. She's married and she's a mom of two. Her husband is in a different country, and she doesn't work. She filed her taxes so she can get her child tax credit. And when she filed the taxes, she was trying to file her taxes as married, but every time she clicked married, they ask for her husband's social security number, and he doesn't have a social security number. He's in a different country, so she filed her taxes as single. Does this choice affect her husband's migration status?
No.
Okay, thank you so much, Brad.
Let's go to Jermaine in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Good evening.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What can I do to help you?
I was here in the country in 96.
Uh-huh.
I left in 98, and I came back in 99 without inspection. Now, I just want to know how this affect inadmissibility regarding the 245I.
You came in 96. You entered without inspection?
No, I was here legally in 96 to 98.
So you were in legal status that whole time?
Yes.
Okay. And then you left, so you never violated any immigration status?
No.
And then you returned without inspection in 99?
Correct.
And why do you say you're 245I? What was filed for you?
I-130 was filed for me in 99.
So you're grandfathered, no problem.
Even though it was filed in February and I came in August of 99.
In order to be grandfathered, you had to have something filed before January 14th, 98, or you had to be physically present here on December 1st, December 21st, 2000, and had something filed before April 30th, 2001. So you fall under the second grandfather clause, which is I was physically here on December 21st, 2000, and I had an application filed before April 30th, 2001.
Okay.
And most people, I was about to say, oh, you have a problem, because had you been in a different situation, just hypothetical, it doesn't apply to you, but everyone should understand, and you should understand. Had you entered the country without inspection, and then you lived here for 3 years undocumented, left, and then returned again a year later, you had a 10-year bar, you entered the country without getting a waiver, now you have permanent bar. That would have been a different situation. But because you were illegal that whole time, you left and then came without inspection and are grandfathered, you can pay the penalty fee and get your green card here.
But what about if at the time from 96 to 98, I didn't have any status here. I was underage, but I overstayed my visa.
Were you under 18 when you left?
Yes.
Then that's not a problem. You don't have a 10-year bar.
Okay.
Okay? So
And I was
okay.
also under 18 when I came back.
Then you are okay.
All right. I already spoke to your assistant, so I'm looking forward to speaking to you on Saturday.
Okay, great. We'll speak with you then.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. And by the way, if you didn't get your immigration questions asked and answered, you could always follow me on Instagram at Real Brad Bernstein. You can drop me a DM. I will try to answer your questions as best as I can. You could also follow us at Bradshaw Live. You don't like 2 hours of us, but like 30 seconds of us. The best place is on Instagram at Bradshaw Live. And you can also follow us on our fastest growing social media platform, Instagram. Follow us at Bradshaw Live. Leave your questions in our comment section. You may be lucky enough for me to answer it on a personalized video directly to you with the entire world to listen.
And you guys can follow me at Jonathan Elias TV on Instagram.
And later in the show, we're going to hear the final part of my discussion with Marianna Treviño-Wright, the Executive Director of the National Butterfly Center, located in the lower Rio Grande Valley, and what the center's next steps are after it announced in February it was shutting down indefinitely due to safety concerns.
And it's now time to take a brief dance break since we've made it to the middle of the week. So you all remember Shock G and the Digital Underground's Humpty Dance. Yes, so we have we are going to present you with the Bradshaw Live Humpty Dance Hump Day dance video. So enjoy this.
I have no idea.
I don't either.
Am I in this?
I don't know.
I really hope I'm not in this. I'm going to be so angry when I see this, or maybe I'll laugh. I don't know.
We'll see.
All right, let's see. Okay, I thought I was going to get embarrassed there. I was looking for embarrassment there. No, that was fine.
They could have gone there.
They could have gone there.
I actually like that. A little Humpty Dance from all over the world.
That was very good. Very good, Krill.
Yes.
They surprised us with that.
I know.
I'm like, what are we about to see here?
I know. I was like, but it was nice and tasteful.
I looked at you. I go, what are you announcing here? All right, social media check-in. Let's do it. That was funny.
Yeah, that was
I didn't know what to expect. Okay.
We were over here nervous.
Yeah.
All right. Rhonda Richards on YouTube. I have a 20-year bar. I have done 18 years of it. Currently, my mom is gravely ill and in the hospital in the U.S. Is there any way I could get a waiver to come and take care of my mom physically?
You can request a parole to come back to the United States, but you can't get a waiver. And you can request the parole on medical and humanitarian grounds.
Cynthia Wallace on YouTube. My adjustment of status for VAWA was approved in March 2022. How long do I wait to hear from USCIS, and what's the next step?
What was approved in February 2020?
The adjustment of status for VAWA.
If your adjustment was approved, then congratulations. You have a green card. They'll mail it to you shortly.
Mo Crypto on YouTube. In December 2018, I was convicted of a DUI and driving with an expired driver's license in California. I was on an F1 student visa. I graduated in 2020 and left the U.S. Can I apply for an F1 visa to complete my studies?
It was a DUI.
And driving with an expired driver's license in California.
And did he violate his status?
Just says I was on an F1 student visa and graduated in 2020 and left the U.S.
Well, I mean, you could certainly try to come back on a new student visa. You're not inadmissible. What you described is not an inadmissible offense, but they may take it into consideration on whether or not to grant you the visa for sure.
Shikara on YouTube. Can you explain the recent memo issued by the Department of Justice on April 4th guidance to the Office of the Principal Legal Advisor Attorneys regarding the enforcement of civil immigration law?
There's memos every day. I don't know what she's referring to.
Okay.
Okay.
Have a blessed hi on YouTube. My husband did his citizenship test in February 2020 and passed, and hasn't gotten notice to swear in. Can you please tell me what he can do?
When did he do it?
February 2020.
And it's called either a de novo review. You just take the case right out of immigration's hands. If you went on a citizenship interview and 120 days has passed and nobody has sworn you in, you can do what's called a de novo review, take the case out of the hands of the immigration officer and bring it into federal court and ask a federal judge to make a decision on your naturalization. That can be done 120 days after the interview, but only on citizenship. Or if 1 year has passed and there's no decision, you can do a mandamus in federal court and ask a federal judge to force the government to make a decision. My opinion is do the de novo review, just take the case right into federal court.
An American Dream on YouTube. Will a change of status from married to divorce change the category from F3 to F1?
Yes.
And will the visa be immediately available?
It'll be faster, but I don't know if it's immediately available.
Okay, Delibe Aja Kapanja on Facebook. I'm a green card holder. I applied for my 16-year-old daughter in 2020. How long will it take for her to get her green card?
About 2 or 3 years.
Nova on Facebook. Can someone who's undocumented in the U.S. immigrate to Canada through self-petition because it's been difficult to find a husband in the U.S. and doesn't qualify for any other option due to B1, B2 overstay?
I don't know anything about Canadian immigration law, but you being an overstay in the United States shouldn't prevent you from getting a green card in Canada. Self-petition in Canada, I don't have the slightest idea, but the actual violation of overstaying your visa should not prevent you from getting status in Canada if you qualify.
Puche Low on Facebook. I'm a green card holder and I've filed for my wife over 2 years ago and I've not heard any reply. What can I do to speed up the process?
Is he a resident or citizen?
Green card holder.
You can request a humanitarian expedite and give a very good reason. You can do a mandamus if it's been more than 2 years.
Prudence on Facebook. My husband abused me in several ways, but we only have a lease, insurance, and at least 4 people, including my pastor and his wife, that can testify for that because they witnessed the abuse firsthand. Could I put in a vowel for this?
Absolutely.
We got divorced 2 months ago.
Absolutely.
Barella Aries on Facebook. If an I-130 was denied, they sent an RFE and they were submitted. However, they denied the application and said it was not bona fide marriage. However, the couple is still married and has been for 6 years, never tried to file again. Do you think they'll get denied again?
I don't know, but you should definitely try again. If it's a real marriage, try and try again. You can prove it. If it's easy to prove what's real, it's hard to prove what's not real. Leave it at that. File again.
Nation Love Herbalife on YouTube. My grandmother is 85 years old with a green card. She got stuck in Jamaica because of COVID and her green card has expired. How does she get back to the USA?
Go to the U.S. Embassy and apply for an SB1 visa.
Have a blessed hi on YouTube. My husband is still waiting for his oath ceremony after 2 years of passing his citizens.
De novo review. We answered that.
Yes, we answered that. Mm-hmm. Peanut Novi on YouTube. I've been married for 1 year. My husband is a green card holder. He failed his citizenship. When he takes back the test, can he apply for my 20-year-old daughter?
What?
So I've been married for 1 year.
Uh-huh.
My husband is a green card holder.
Right.
He failed his citizenship test. So when he takes the test again, can he apply for the 20-year-old daughter?
He can apply for the 20-year-old daughter provided he's either the natural father or if he's the stepfather, the marriage happened before the 18th birthday. He should be doing it immediately anyway, even as a green card holder. There's no guarantee he ever becomes a citizen.
Omugabi, Anova. Actually, let's do Prince Awolo. I filed for my daughter in October 2021, but haven't received any notice yet. I'm a green card holder. What now?
Wait, how old's your daughter?
Does not say.
October, well, if you filed in October 21, I wouldn't wait anymore. We're 4 or 5 months. Check. Number one thing is as long as your filing fee check was cashed and money order was cashed, you're okay. Trace that check or money order, your case number's on it, and then wait. If your check has not been cashed, then that's a problem. Go to a lawyer.
Novo on Facebook, can an undocumented person in the U.S. try to get residency in Canada since it's so difficult?
We answered that one, yeah.
Why is it? Okay, Sherry on Facebook. I filed for my children before they were 18. They are currently 25 years old, and my lawyer failed to notify the National Visa Center, and the evidence was dismissed. What happens next?
What do you mean by the evidence is dismissed? If you filed when they were 18, they're now 25. That means they've been waiting at least 7 years, assuming the I-130 is approved and the case is at the National Visa Center. They should be eligible for green cards. I'm not sure what else is there to say.
Okay, and last one, Jesus Rodriguez on Facebook. My I-485 case got administratively closed with USCIS back in 2021 because I was in removal proceedings. Now my case got dismissed with the court. What do I have to do now? Should I file again for AOS or apply to reopen?
If the case was terminated, refile for the adjustment of status. If your case was administratively closed, you got to reopen your removal and do the adjustment before the judge.
All right.
All right. So this week I've been speaking with Marianna Treviño-Wright, the executive director of the National Butterfly Center. The nature preserve was established in 1995 in the lower Rio Grande Valley. But since 2017, the center has been embroiled in the border wall controversy and a target of right-wing conspiracy theorists, causing it to shut down indefinitely in February due to safety concerns. In the last part of my discussion with Marianna, she explains what's next for the National Butterfly Center. Let's watch. The National Butterfly Center is an outdoor butterfly conservatory located in the Rio Grande Valley in Mission, Texas, on the United States-Mexico border. The center works to preserve the 340 species of butterflies found in the area through habitat restoration. It is home to the largest and most diverse concentration of butterflies in the United States of America. In 2017, the center found itself in the middle of the border wall controversy when it filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration, alleging that federal officials had decided to build a border wall on the center's property without complying with existing law. Although President Biden halted construction of the border wall in January 2021 when he took office, right-wing conspiracy theories have made the preserve a focus of harassment, which has culminated in the National Butterfly Center announcing it was closing its doors indefinitely on February 3rd, 2022. Marianna Treviño-Wright is executive director of the National Butterfly Center. She appeared on Bradshaw Live in 2019 to discuss the border wall situation, and she is joining me again today to update us on the present situation. Thank you for coming on, Marianna. I know you're extraordinarily busy these days.
Hi, Brad.
So what was the day when you woke up and you said, we have to close down, we're in danger here? When was that decided and who decided that?
So after we started to receive copies of these videos and things that were being pushed out on the MAGA media channels, I shared them with the NABA board of directors. And over the course of 2 days with 2 different board meetings, they decided that the best thing to do would be to close to the public and to try to engage licensed private security to come and assess the land and the risks to the nature center, to do some online detective work and to do some staff training so that we might all be more aware and safer and prepared, I guess, in as much as you can be. We reached out to local police, county, state, and federal. We even met with the FBI because as part of this threatening and targeting, we were also, me and the center and my family were targeted by the man recently released from federal custody for his role in the Tree of Life synagogue massacre. And the FBI said, too bad, so sad, not our job.
So what do you do from here?
We want to get back to business as usual. We want to get back to having school field trips every day, to educating children and sharing with them the wonder of the outdoors. But in order to do that, we're going to have to, the word from the security professionals is harden the property and the staff to some degree. And that's a really, really sad thing to me.
So what do you think someone should take away from this? What's the moral to the story here?
Well, the first thing is I hope that people will see through it. I feel like there's some sort of mass psychosis in America, like the country collectively is losing its mind and all sense of what is true and false.
Can you tell people how they can support the National Butterfly Center?
The board of directors made the decision to retain all staff during this shutdown and to continue to pay us. So donations or just joining the National Butterfly Center is a huge help. And your membership to the Butterfly Center actually comes with reciprocal benefits to about 400 other nature centers, zoos, gardens, and arboretums across the country. So that would be a huge help to keep us on track because during this nearly 2-month shutdown, we've had no income. And it's spring. Normally we would be selling plants, we would have school field trips coming, and instead we're closed to the public.
What would happen if there is no National Butterfly Center?
People now know, I think, that bees are fundamental to the food chain. That bees pollinate about 1/3 of all the foods we consume. People don't know that butterflies pollinate all the other green stuff, the grass and the wildflowers, the flowering shrubs and trees. And those things not only hold soil in place against wind and water erosion, but they reduce the radiant heat from the sun in a time of global warming. They filter our water, they filter our air, they produce oxygen. And if we didn't have the grasses and the plants, we're that much closer to destruction of planet Earth. So we all need to be planting our native plants for our native butterflies wherever we are.
Well, it's sad to hear what's going on from a personal level, that anyone should have to go through this, just trying to work and, make a living and trying to do good for the world, making an environmental sanctuary for butterflies to go through this. It's very sad. I feel bad for you and everybody associated with the Butterfly Center.
Thank you.
I just hope it works out positive for you and the entire National Butterfly Center. We are a show about American dreams. Tell us what your American dream is.
My particular American dream is that we all be kind and welcoming, and that we extend the same sort of empathy and generosity to immigrants and people of color that you see an outpouring of right now for the Ukrainian peoples. I wish that in America, all men and women were truly equal.
Well, Marianna Treviño-Wright, Executive Director, National Butterfly Center, thank you very much for coming on. Sorry you're coming on under such circumstances. I hope next time you come on, we have a happier story. I pray for you and the National Butterfly Center and everybody associated with it.
I invite everyone from everywhere in the country and in the world to visit the borderlands. If you can come to Mission, great. We'd love to see you. But the borderlands as a whole, as I've said, are this vast, diverse, rich, amazing, incredible part of the United States. And we need the people of the United States to speak for us and to stand up for the borderlands because our elected officials do not. Thank you so much, Brad. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Yo-Yo, there's some straggling questions.
Yeah.
Straggling.
I got you guys. All right. We have one from Zita Sowell on Facebook. 2018 VAWA was filed, prima facie was issued, 2020 request for more evidence was asked and given. USCIS updated response for more evidence received. Then 2022 USCIS updated status to correspondence received. USCIS is reviewing it. What does this mean and what will come next?
It means they're reviewing your case, and hopefully over the next week or month or two that you will be getting a decision. I realize it's a while now, and I would say if you don't have a decision by the summer, to contact us about potentially doing a mandamus.
And lastly, Orlando on YouTube saying, does a U.S. citizen spouse on low-income adjustment, can they be denied?
Yes, for poverty guidelines, but you get a second affidavit of support, and that should cover the problem.
All right.
All right, you ready for speed round?
Yeah. Oh.
Let's do it. What happened there?
Oh, no.
All right, so this is where we answer 10 questions in 50 seconds. And if we do it, we get a balloon. And if we don't do it, we get blown up.
Yes.
Seems very unfair. The reward of a balloon doesn't seem as positive as being blown up.
Yeah.
I don't know who came up with that.
That's
a little much.
Yeah.
But that's what they do to us.
Can you just get like a roar or like a
like maybe
blown up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Julie.
Jill said in our ear. Nobody heard. She goes, "Well, the stakes need to be high."
I mean,
yes,
she is actually right.
You know, I mean, I'm expecting any moment now if we lose. Jeremy comes in and just slaps me in the face. Can you imagine like you lose? Jeremy just stands up and goes, boom, boom.
He's getting kind of buff. I don't know if I want that.
I'm gonna be like Chris Rock. Did Jeremy J-Rock just slap the head of me? All right, you ready?
Yep. After my I-130 is approved, can I use it to get my state ID?
No.
How long is the process for siblings for Canada?
I have no idea about Canada.
Can I plan a big trip to the U.S. and that takes more than 90 days?
If you have a visitor's visa, yes, not on a Nesta.
If I marry a U.S.-born girlfriend who lives abroad, do we have to move to the U.S. to get citizenship for me?
Yes.
When you marry after 90 days, can you still travel on your visitor's visa?
No.
Is it okay for F1 visa holders to apply for DV lottery?
Yes, sure.
Does denial mean you're going to jail?
No.
I'm on F1. Can my girlfriend with a 5-year green card file for me if we marry?
Yes, and you could adjust.
Can we form a business or do a startup with an F1?
Not really.
Will the U.S. be deporting any existing overseas Ukrainians?
No.
Woo!
Wait.
Do we have to go back to any?
Yeah, wait. We did it.
We did it.
Well, go back to what was the first two again quickly.
After my I-130 is approved, can I use it to get my state ID?
No.
How long is the processing for siblings for Canada?
We don't know that.
Can I plan a big trip to the U.S. that takes more than 90 days?
That was okay.
If I marry my U.S.-born girlfriend who lives abroad, do we have to move to the U.S. to get the citizenship
yes,
for me?
because you can't even get a green card unless you come here, let alone citizenship. Keep going.
When you marry after 90 days, can you still travel on visitor's visa?
Okay, that was the one. Okay. The answer is conceivably. I said no.
Okay.
Because I'm being very conservative.
Okay.
All right. Because there's always the possibility that you can be stopped returning to the United States with the intention, showing the intention of staying and getting your green card. So once you get married, my advice is always stay here and adjust your status. Is it possible? Yes. But so that needed an explanation. But
Gotcha.
I still stick with my answer. Don't do it.
There we go.
All right. Comments of the day.
Woo!
I forgot which one I said in my mind.
That was like halfway down.
Yeah, because it goes so fast.
Right.
I'm like, I know what I had to explain more. Okay.
That's a compliment to me. That means I'm reading it fast.
Yes, right. Okay. Comments of the day.
All right, our first comment of the day comes from Cheryl Ann John St. Clair saying, the best immigration show around. Good job, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Second one comes from Jerry Stewart saying, that time with immigration's best attorney. Oh, so I guess it's that time.
Yeah, it's that time.
I like that.
You got to add that time with immigration's best attorney.
All right. And our next one comes from Burrell Harris. I saw this and I liked it. I tell you, I love this show. Always some interesting facts. Never a dull moment.
I agree with that one. Thank you. I like that one too.
And our last comment of the day. Carol Anderson, the Tiger, saying the Brad team is the #1 news channel. Woo! You can't get enough of it. You're so updated on everything in the world. I just love the live.
Thank you very much, Carol.
That was awesome.
We even got honored for news.
Right.
By the Webbies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you. All right, we'll see you all tomorrow for Spanning the World with Wacky News. Tomorrow. Take care. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And visit us now at our Connecticut office, 221 Main Street, Suite 501, Hartford, Connecticut. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK, 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?